Hello and welcome to Elisa Maria Designs. How are you this morning? I am Elisa Maria and it's actually 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So welcome if you're new and welcome if you are back. Big things happening. Let me get comfortable here because it was a hell of a morning. I'm still saying good morning. The kiss is done and we are on to Adele, Lady in Gold. Here she is. Oh, and I will say that there is a lot of color blocking, thank God, in this painting because the kiss almost did me in. It's a beautiful, beautiful portrait though. Beautiful, beautiful portrait, but I didn't realize how much confetti heavy it was. Now, if I can zoom in here on Adele, there's a lot of color blocking, so much so that I've already gotten done this section here last night. It took me about an hour. And I'm going up because I intend to go up, and I was going to go around, but I think I'm going to go up, but then come back to the bottom here. I don't know. I'm not sure. I may also, because there's so much color blocking, oops, 1 second, my tripod's a little tipsy. It's Friday. I might go straight up, and I was planning on going over, but I think I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to go over to the right. Now this is where my next 10 centimeter block would be. Do I have a smaller? I'm looking for a smaller. I have a little grab bag of goodies over here. This is the leftovers from the kiss. And as you can see, a lot of the colors are pretty much the same as the colors I'll show you in Adele's kit. Pretty much the same. So I didn't do a whole kit up. Plus, I'm looking to be a little bit more time efficient with the current time where we're at now, because Summer with the Masters is about to start, and I think because there's so much color blocking in this kit, I could probably maybe get it done. I'm hoping. Okay, so this would be where the next 10 by 10 block would be. Let me just show you. I had it would be right here. But I think what I want to do is bring it over to here, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to do like a bigger, what is the length on that? What is the, that would make it a 17 centimeter block. So, and I'll tell you why. If you look at the canvas, this is where all the confetti is. Right here. As soon as we get into the busyness of adding in the gemstones, we're getting into a little bit more confetti. So I think I want to have like a little party over here and not feel so overwhelmed, because I will tell you, these little sections where you have special drills, that's what did me in with the kiss. When I looked at the kiss, the entire kiss, I didn't realize was pretty much like this. But I was looking at all the little circles and all the little flowers and all the little special drills, and I thought, oh, well, that's going to break this block up, right? And it might not be as intense as the kiss, but I'm not taking any chances. This is my health here, people. This is my state of mind. I felt like I was literally in Klimt's studio painting the kiss with him. So I'm going to block that off. Let me just tear that off. This is like the last of my good washi tape that I have that actually doesn't drive me insane by curling up. And so another thing, oh, let's do this. Remember these guys? So the kiss is over. It's over. And so you know what that means. I have a little bit of each one of the drills that was in the kiss that I threw into this cup. I have a piece of styrofoam in here. And we are going to fill up this little jar here as my little commemorative. Look at what a pretty palette that is. I love looking at the drills this way. The only thing I don't have in here are my ABs. Just not happening. Not getting my ABs. Oh, I want to put something underneath here to catch anything that falls over. I went and shoved myself in front of my piano and moved my living room around, and I really have no space to move forward or back. Okay, let's do that just in case any of them fly over. Oh, don't stick on Adele. What made me do this over here? Okay. It's kind of like filling the pump at my sink. I never know how much soap I have in there until it overflows. Oh, fun for me. Here we go. One more. Here we go. Let's just cover that. And yeah, it's Friday. So here in Philly, it's not just Friday. It's Funky Friday on WXPN. I love that station because there's just so many different genres that they play, but we love Funky Friday. And back when John and I were dating, you know, he'd come home from work. He got done work at 3 o'clock. Funky Friday would start at 4. Oh, there's still more room for more in there. Okay. This was a big one. Funky Friday would start at 4, and he would come in the door, and the music would be playing. And, you know, we would go sit out on the deck. Oh, here we go. And we would relax with like a nice cool beer or a glass of wine, and we get our funk on. We get ready for the weekend. And this is my little commemorative jar for the Kiss. So I have 2 of them out here now. I have the Winter Fox and the Kiss. It looks like a little flame. Here we go. I'll show you how I pin myself in over here. I mean, the piano is right there. And I did bring down with me my Quake Bond that I'm putting on my piano. All my timepieces have Quake Bond on them. 2. There we go. Just going to clean up. I am not starting the Masterclass right now because I am just too excited to get my hands on this canvas. And I did start it last night. I was watching, I put on the TV. My husband goes, for someone that says they never watch television, everything I want to see, you've seen already. But he was watching something goofy, something about aliens and stuff. And I'm like, not interested. I'm not. Not unless it's like Third Encounters of the Third Kind. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Then I'm interested. Other than that, I'm not interested. I don't care. If they're here, they're here. What are we going to do? Okay, so another thing is I took out my Diamond Art Club Skinny Placer with putty. 2 things that were very early stressors for me being a new diamond painter. And I am trying to venture back into the things that I originally thought were a no and try them out again. And we're getting along. Putty and I are getting along. I can't find my little squishy that I use to plug up. Here we go. I'll steal this one. I used to plug up my case here. So a lot of the colors are very similar to the Kiss. And if you look at this section right here, this was what I intended to switch out for my little sparkly drills. Here they are. So I switched out this color, same color, it just has a glitter coating on it, because when I looked at my canvas and I wanted to enhance it, I looked around, and the first thing that hit me right in the face was this symbol of all the little brackets, and I didn't want something too dark. And I just was like, well, these little brackets are all throughout, and this will be perfect to be the gold enhancement that I'm looking for in the Klimt style. And so even though the drill is a little bit darker than a gold drill, like I didn't want to enhance with like a yellow, it does have a gold glitter. So I didn't go for an AB. I went for a glitter drill, and I think it's very pretty. I think it gives a nice little touch. So that was happening. And then last night I was just like, putting the kiss away. I still have to put it inside of its frame. I went upstairs in my art room and I began to, I had to put something away, and I think I'm thinking about at some point taking out Crimson again for the holiday, and maybe that'll be in July. And I'm calling it Comeback Crimson because she never got finished during the holiday. Only Lilac got finished. Crimson did not, and that was because I ran out of drills. And I thought that I had completed the canvas, and I just needed to fill drills in. But I actually have a few blocks that I still have to do. So I was like, oh, let me take another look at Crimson. And what I had started to do was unroll all my diamond paintings and hang them on my wall. Because, I mean, the Kiss is just like, that is my biggest canvas. That's like 117,000 drills. And I think that I came across a YouTube video where this girl said, I'm going to do the biggest diamond painting. And she only got up to 100,000. So I got her beat. I got her beat. Do I have too many on here? I sure do. So I have her hanging up on the wall, and I'm like, oh gosh, you so need a frame. But I have other things in the works. I did order a custom kit. I'm so excited about that. I don't know how long it's going to take. I just know that I wanted to get it done. And I'm going through. And I'll tell you why. Because I almost went with Jade at Gem Shop, but I've never ordered anything from her. But I was looking at Anthony again from Single and Placing. And he did a Muka. He did Gizmonda. I think I'm saying it right. And I was kind of in and out of the conversation that he was having about, I think he said he didn't like the top part of it. And I have to be honest, I love Anthony's work, but I wasn't over the moon over this poster. I have seen him enhance diamond paintings, and it's really why, I watch him. He's a pleasure to watch. He's just so informative. He's like me, we want to give you everything that we know. We throw it out there to you. And yeah, so he was complaining about the top of the poster because Muka did all posters. That's how he got his start, or how he found his niche. But I wasn't crazy about it. And there was a lot of color blocking in the background, which was white. And if you do any kind of color blocking and you do white never looks like it's neat. It never. You see every gap. You see every misplaced drill. So I would stay away from a white color. I did white with, I had white color blocking in the Wink, which was, I said, okay, I'll do it because it's a small baby size. No, I did nothing but fiddle around with that diamond painting. And then I made a handmade border for it with my clay molds and clay. And that's somewhere on this channel. Maybe if I remember, I will put it in the links. But and that kind of deflects away from don't look at the drills. But that was I think I did that before I started the Kiss, because before I got the Winter Fox, I was so excited. That was my first Diamond Art Club painting. I didn't even know how to read the box. The only thing I remember from that video is me just being like a kid with that box. I was just like, kind of like cats. they play in the box. I just kept looking at the holographics on that box, and like, I was like, oh, now I got my first Diamond Art Club. I can't wait until I get a square. And then when I opened it up and it was a square, I wasn't ready. I was panicking through that video. I don't even know how I got through it. But it's crazy. It's a crazy video. But then when I turned the recording off and I start looking at these drills, I was like, am I out of my mind? Look at how big this canvas is. And I'm going to be working with a drill I've never worked with before. Oh, I was having a panic attack. So I decided that I was going to get a smaller canvas, and that's where the wing came in at. And I did him, and I was like, oh, and another panic because I was like, these are temperamental. These square drills, they're very temperamental. And, that's just because you're not used to them. And, if you just remind yourself that when you place your next row in, that you make sure that your drill has a buddy that he can line up with, you're good. So, yeah, that's what I can tell you from that. I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday, and the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because every time I catch this finger in the video, this is actually from the kiss. That's why I tell you guys all the time, make sure you use your squishy. And I didn't have it on, and from the way that I diamond paint, and my pen leaned up against this part of my finger, and I have this ugly thing on my hand, and I hate it. And I keep saying, put a Band-Aid on, it looks terrible. But I'm going to frighten you all. If you don't want this ugly thing on your hand, wear your squishy. Nah, it doesn't hurt, but I do put a hot compress on it and it goes down. But then as soon as I start diamond painting, it comes back again. So I have to figure out what the hell it is. Been putting castor oil on it. I use castor oil for everything. Everything. I have to stop using it on my face because my eyelashes are too long now. And my eyebrows are growing like crazy. And I've been doing it on John. I've been putting castor oil in his hair. He likes to have, like, I used to do this. I used to do facials as part of my career, and I use a gua sha on him, the stone, because he has problems with his sinuses and stuff, and he loves it. It just clears him out. And I use, castor oil is kind of thick, but he went to the barber, and I was like, if Joe ever comes near you again with that thing and shaves your eyebrows off, tell him he's going to have to deal with me. So he did go get his hair cut. And he's like, Joe, don't come. My wife, she's a crazy Sidgy. Don't trim my eyebrows. He did it with that buzzer thing. I was like, what happened to your eyebrows? You didn't see this? You didn't see him doing this when he was cutting your hair? Oh, so I put castor oil on him, and like within a week, his eyebrows are back. So he's like, oh, I'm loving this. Can you put this in my hair? I was like, yeah, sure. And now yesterday he said to me, I really should have took pictures. He said to me, does my hair look thicker to you? I was like, well, I could tell you one thing. You were starting to tap out in the back, and it's not there anymore. So I use castor oil. I'm laughing because I just watched it the other night. I just watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. I was like, oh, I liked 1. That was a cute movie. Let me see what 2 is about. And the father's still the same way with the Windex. So I'm like the father. He's got the Windex. I got the castor oil for everything. People now, all you have to do is go on YouTube, and they're talking about if they use it on their eyes for cataracts and glaucoma and all that other stuff. I don't know. I mean, there are some things that I do use because I have no other choice. Like this morning, I was on the phone with a doctor, and he was going over my lab work, and he's like, wow, your cholesterol came down. What are you taking? And I'm like, Nature Made cholesterol off. He's like, yeah, but I wrote you a prescription for Rovastatin. And I was like, and I told you that I'm allergic to statins, and you don't want to listen to me. And, he said, well, what happens when you take, I hate when they think that you're lying, or that, oh, you can't possibly be allergic to a statin. I was like, what happened? My lips started to swell, and they got itchy and very tight. And, the first time that a doctor put me on a statin, I didn't realize that was an allergic reaction. And I just kept taking the medicine, and it was my, thank God I had an appointment with my general med doctor, and he was like, Elisa, stop taking it. You're allergic to it. Oh my God. So I haven't taken a statin, but, I would like my cholesterol to be better. So I take Nature Made. It's cholesterol off. And I think you're supposed to take it a couple times a day. I only take it once a day. And my cholesterol came down. It's really good now. It's really good. So there are some things that I don't know that I would be using castor oil if I had cataracts. But people swear by it. I've seen it, it does a lot of good, a lot of good. Really a lot of good. Like they're saying now, use it when you use your red light, when you do your facial. You could use it for that. I don't know. I use red light. I have a facial mask because, like I said, I used to do this for a living. I used to do facials and stuff. And I like having a clean face and maybe a serum when I do a red light. I just feel like an oil, it's just too much. And I think, like, even with an oil is kind of like a barrier, so that you're kind of even protecting yourself from the red light LED therapy. So I like a serum. I wouldn't use it for that. I would put it on after, because I do see that my skin does really, when I do my red light therapy, I see that my skin really does plump up. When I'm consistent with it, I've been so bad lately with everything, just like everything. Too much going on. I had COVID, and I even hate saying it out loud. I had COVID. I went through like that. They call it what, long COVID? I don't even know that I really qualify for long COVID. But I had like, just moodiness. Like you just know something was wrong, but you can't put your finger on what it is. It was like that. Oh, I have putty in here. That's why I put this on the side. It's getting sticky. Let me get something else. I just want one of my pens that has a wax in it and not a putty, because it's getting warm again. And so now the putty is starting to stick and get on my nerves. And then after that, I had this whole thing with my tooth. I mean, are you serious? I'm eating salsa that I made, and finally able to taste something, and my tooth fell out of my mouth. Boom, gone. And then all this surgery, and then I break the foot, and I'm just like, I need a win. And then I decided to do the kiss, and all that confetti, heavy confetti, and like I don't know how I didn't crack up. So, I'm just trying to get back on track, because I'm telling you, I am still stuck in the new year. I still feel like, because that's the last time I felt good, was like the end of December. And I had all these plans for the new year, and we're going into June, and I've lost literally half a year with just, not being able to do the plans that I had made for myself. And it gets to be, deflating when, you don't feel good, and I don't, like I said, I try not to do comparative standards. Like, I try not to think, well, if this didn't happen to me, this is where I would be now. because I think that we're always exactly where we should be. But if you let your mind go down that rabbit hole, it can exhaust you. It really can. And, you know, the state of healthcare today is just, I used to do that too. I mean, I used to run medical centers. I would set up clinics and hire doctors and train the staff. And so, like, I can walk into an office and know in 60 seconds, and I'm being generous, if there's a problem in the office. And there's a problem in every office that I walk in today. I don't know. Is it just the fact that nobody wants to work anymore and we just don't have the right people for the job and we're just hiring what we can get and then they're just not doing the job? Because every doctor's office that I go to has this problem where the staff is like, I hate to say it, but incompetent. And they have the worst attitudes. Like, you're in a healthcare profession. Now, I understand it's Philly, but come on. We have some of the best doctors and hospitals here in Philadelphia. And yet the staff is just like, I'm doing you a favor by being here. It's terrible. I don't know. Maybe it is just Philly. I don't know. But we have a hell of a mayor now. And I know a lot of you guys know the crisis that we're in here in Philly. And one of the subway lines that I used to take was the K&A, which is Kensington and Allegheny. And you just have to put Kensington in on your YouTube channel. And it is, you would think that it was a movie. But we have a mayor now, and she is kicking ass. She is not taking any prisoners. I absolutely adore her. Adore her. I didn't think that she was made for this job, but let me tell you, she proved me wrong. She is really, really phenomenal. It's scary when you see your neighborhood change. I would never, ever, ever take that line again, K&A. Whoever's out in Kensington and Allegheny, you can come and visit me. No, I'm not coming to see nobody. I wouldn't even drive through. And the really sad part is like even my old, like when I would walk to the yoga studio, I was on the other side of the section of the city that I'm in. And so that's more like the hubbub where I was at, more where the art studios are at and the yoga studios are at and the restaurants are at. Whereas like John's section of South Philly is quieter, more residential, where there's more apartments in my area and houses being rented out. And so, you know, but I never had any problem in my neighborhood. Now, when I go through my neighborhood, I was like, if I didn't know this neighborhood, I wouldn't get out of the car. I wouldn't get out. I'm terrified. They've completely destroyed. We have all our Rite Aids. I don't know about you guys. I know it's across the country that Rite Aids is closing, but I have one right around the corner from John. It's a beautiful one, and bye-bye. They're leaving because they've had, you know, the smash and grab in there too. My CVS decimated. You wouldn't even go, like sometimes you would go in there and just take a look around. Do I need anything? You know, what's the circular say? You know, just something to do. Go in there now, the shelves are empty. Empty. There's nothing in there. It's so depressing. Anyway, so I did watch My Greek Wedding 2 last night. It was very, very cute. Very cute. I also watched, because you guys know I got hooked on Pluto when I had COVID. It was like COVID. Pluto had one good movie after the other on. And I was like, you know, I just like they have a commercial that says, oh, people used to laugh at us and now they're turning to us. And it's the truth, because there's always something good on. I watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind not too long ago, and I watched Moonstruck, which I only watch, it's my little tradition that I watch Moonstruck every holiday season. I love it because I was always at the Met during the holiday, and so that it reminds me of that. And what else did I watch? Stand By Me. John was watching that. That was good. 12 Angry Men. I watched The Bad Seed. It was like one good movie after another was on. And what was on? Oh, Terms of Endearment was on. Oh my God, I had not seen that in so long. And we all know the parts that, you know, break us up and make us cry. But it was interesting to watch it now. And where's my clamp? And there were other parts that now were making me cry. You know, and I really, you know, what was interesting too is that the next morning the movie was still on my mind, and I'm thinking about making it a self-care Sunday about how movies, you know, affect us emotionally. Maybe it was this whole thing with Klimt too, you know, the emotional pull from the kiss, and you know, the artwork, and you know, the Masterclass, and learning about Klimt, and you know, that's what he wanted to do. He really wanted to evoke your psyche, and what it was about his painting that you related to. And I don't know, I woke up the next morning with Terms of Endearment on my mind, and I was like, you know, the movie is called Terms of Endearment, and what are terms of endearment? It's the way that you address someone as like honey, baby. Yeah, anytime I call John, I'll go, hello, my love. So that's his term of endearment for me. And I'm like, you know what? Throughout the whole movie, none of them had a term of endearment in their relationship. Like, you know, Shirley MacLaine called Deborah Winger. I don't know, did she ever go, what did she call Emma? She was always screaming, Emma. Or if she didn't like something that Emma did, Emma. And vice versa. Deborah Winger called her mother. Now, I think you have to graduate to a certain place. I don't know. There's just something to me with mother that sounds condescending, and it's probably my own psyche. I used to always crack me up when I would watch Roseanne, and her daughter would go, mother. The older one, she would call her mother. And there was one episode where Roseanne was like, stop calling me mother. And like the audience cracked up because it is. It's just like, oh my gosh. It's just like, I don't consider it a term of endearment. I know some of you do, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, but for me, it was always like, I don't know. There was something like you would, well, yeah, she is an authoritarian in your life, but I don't know. It's not like mom or mommy. They seem a little bit more precious. So I always found that really funny. Let's go with a different color here. I'm trying to see what the black looks like. What's this check mark? So here's the black. I wonder what that check mark is. I wonder what the contrast is there. I love having my tray in rainbow order. You know, the acronym Roy B. Give. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. But when I go to look for something, I tend to look at things in order by symbols. And, you know, can't have it both ways. So, one thing I will say is in the last kit, in the Kiss, now the Kiss and Woman in Gold are from the same company, Diamond Painting Shop. They're the same size, and the palettes are almost the same. But in the Kiss, there was no blue, and there was minimal violet, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue and violets. So I'm happy about that. I like the color contrast. So this is not a white, but more like a mint. This is probably that baby blue. And there's some mixed colors in there too already. So, yeah, I woke up with that on my mind. And like I said, like Emma called Flap Flap, and he called her Emma. They didn't have any terms of endearment for themselves, between themselves. Even Shirley MacLaine and Jack Nicholson. It was Garrett and Aurora. No terms of endearment. It's funny when you start writing, like I do stream of consciousness writing every morning because I'm a student of the artist's way. And it's funny, like the things that come up on your mind, and then as you keep writing and you start brain dumping, where it leads you to. And that's where this writing led me to. And I'm like, I'm so interested in this. I wonder if I could speak to it for Self-Care Sunday. And then I have other ideas for Self-Care Sunday. I think that we do a lot of inward thinking with Self-Care Sunday, but I don't think we do a lot of talking about what do we do with self-care? How do we take care of ourselves? What is it when we say, you know what, I need this minute to myself, and this is what I'm going to do, besides diamond painting. I have yoga. I have things that I like to catch up on. I didn't do any crochet work this year, and I usually do a lot of crochet work. My crochet work was reserved for the winter. Even, lighter threads and all. I don't crochet in the summer. I crochet in the winter. And, I was busy diamond painting. I didn't do any crochet work. And I know Rachel Ray, I believe. I was watching her a while ago. I haven't watched her in a while. I know that she does a lot. I mean, she does her diamond painting work and she does her embroidery work. I think she does. I think she knits. I'm not sure, but she does a lot. And then there was another new channel that I found I can't, Darker Diamond Painting. She does also a lot of crochet work. She does her embroidery work too, along with diamond paint, and she diamond paints like a fiend. I was saying, when I finally got through the kiss and how intense it was, I was like, I could have never did it without you guys. Absolutely not. I couldn't have done it. I felt like you guys were with me every step of the way. And I needed that support. Absolutely needed that support for to get that done. Oh, good. I keep putting my tray right on top of the diamond painting. I'm interested to see this little patchwork design. It's very cute. Oh, and you know what else I watched the other night? And it's just like it comes on and you have to watch it. I watched Gone Girl again. I don't know if it was, I don't know what it was on. And I'll tell you why I watch it. That movie was like over 2 hours long. It was long, but I read the book. And the book had me spellbound. Spellbound. There was so much that was not in the book. I mean, they kept true to the book. They didn't change anything, which I love. I hate when they take a book and they turn it all around. But there was so much missing out of the book that was so good and so juicy, and even made her more diabolical than she was, but not in a way that was unreal. Not in a way that was unreal. You really had to know what a mastermind this girl was to be doing what she was doing. And I know that I'm talking like, I try not to, give anything away just in case someone didn't see it. I did not see The Sixth Sense. When I went, the movie theater was empty. I had the entire movie theater to myself. And to see that movie and then be in shock after and have nobody to turn around other than the guy in the projection room, I don't even think he was there. I was like, what? Did I tell you guys that my restaurant was in Rittenhouse Square in Philly? And I had a guy come in with a movie camera And he's like, we're scouting for a place to film a movie. I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you mind if I take some pictures of your restaurant? Because I think that this would be perfect. I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And he hands me a card. And what does it say on it? Nothing in the back and nothing in the front other than 3 words. The Sixth Sense. That's it. Nothing else. That's it. That's all it said. And I told my ex-husband when he came back into the restaurant, oh yeah, there was a film crew here. They took, and he was like, what? Are you crazy? You let them film in here? You let them film the oven? Because we had a coal oven. We had it built. And he was so paranoid that they came in to film his oven. They were going to steal the secrets of a coal oven. You can go anywhere in New York and there's a coal oven. He said no. Now I'll tell you something else that's going to shock you. Okay? This was the second time I had a connection to Bruce Willis, and my ex-husband stood in the way. Because they were filming in my neighborhood. Was it Unbreakable? And he wanted to use my house. Yep. Twice I came this close to Bruce Willis. Twice. But I say to myself, you saved a life. Because if Bruce Willis would have been in my restaurant filming, he would have never got out. I had such a crush on Bruce Willis. Oh my God. The early years when he was with Demi. And he was like a bartender. And they were just crazy in love. I had such a crush on him. Yep, twice. That's my 6 degrees of separation right there. A lot of filming in Philly. We have a great movie department in Philly. A lot gets filmed here in Philly, especially in the center of our city. Now, I just saw that you guys, I cracked you up when I told you that me and John went for our anniversary to Cape May, and that I stayed at the No Motel. I have to put those pictures up. You got to get the full context of it. Everywhere you go in this it's a motel. Is it a hotel or a motel? I don't know. You can look it up. It's right across from Congress Hall, which looks like a little White House in Cape May. It's called the Victorian Hotel. I think it says motel, even though it doesn't look like a motel. Anyway, anywhere you go in this place, there's a sign that tells you something that you can't do. And so I call it the No Motel. The No Motel. You want a soda? You can't bring it in your room. No running, no lifeguard, no swimming. It's a mess. There's just signs everywhere. No smoking, no radios, nothing. You can't do nothing. You could just about breathe. And so I just saw that Timothy Chalamet, he's doing a remake. He's going to be doing Bob Dylan, and they went to the No Motel in Cape May to film. I have to put pictures up, especially when the movie comes out. The No Motel. She's out of her mind. She's out of her mind, this woman that runs it. When we went, our anniversary is 12/12. And we had a party to go to that one of John's musician friends gives every year. He's always on the road, and every year he does a great party. Him and his wife are so lovely and so generous, and they invite their friends and other musicians. It's just a great, great, great time. And I said to John, we're going to be checking in the No Motel late because I'm not missing Anthony and Joanne's party. And my husband, for some reason, he's not a guy that anybody tells him what to do. And he was like, come on, we got to get on the road. We got to go. I was like, no. And Joanne's theme this year was A Christmas Story. So, her cousin came in the pink bunny rabbit suit. Her other friend is a Cher impersonator. I didn't even know who she was. I was talking to her for an hour, and I was like, I cannot believe that. Oh, you're Cher. Oh, my God. And she had the cake that said you'll shoot your eye out on it. And she has like she does like a raffle that are all like a Clark Christmas. It's really sweet what they do every year for their friends. And she kept torturing us. Like, are you on your way? Like, lady, the room is paid for. Like, oh, I want to make sure that I'm here when you check in. Well, you're not going to be. Leave the key in the lockbox. And she made my husband so paranoid that we left in the middle of a storm. And you know what she did? She left the key in the lockbox. Okay? All right. So, she's not going to... I don't even know that I'm going back to Cape May this year because last year I really did not have a good time. It was nice and all, but things are just getting like... You're at Congress Hall. Congress Hall is right across the way. And Congress Hall now is a very popular place for the younger generation to go. But it's just out of control now. It's so different. Like when we went, it was like a little Christmas village, and they used to put these little igloos up on the lawn that you could go inside and drink, and it would be snowing outside. And they have a huge like Rockefeller Center, like 30 rock Christmas tree that they put up every year. And this year it was just like, it was out of control. I don't know what it is with people when they go somewhere that they lose their minds or they lose their manners. Like people were literally walking around this hotel, which is like a little White House. And I understand like that they do this one thing where you come in your pajamas for hot chocolate and snacks. That's great, but you don't do that all week. It's just like I remember growing up, we would go to Wanamaker's as kids because they would have like the Christmas Village and the train and the organ player while you shopped. You couldn't go in Wanamaker's without being dressed. It just was not done. So, and if you wonder what Wanamaker's is, Kim Cattrall made a movie in there with Andrew McCarthy called Mannequin. That's where Mannequin was filmed, inside there. And that was the department store. You had to be dressed. And I just don't know why that there's only like a few places here in Philly that they will insist that if you are coming in for dinner, you need a suit jacket and you need to be dressed. Like you're not walking in with flip-flops and stuff. There's a time and a place for everything. There's nothing wrong with flip-flops, but not here. And I miss places like that. I do. And I just felt like there was absolutely no decorum in Cape May last year. I just felt like everything was off the chain. And it just seemed like they know it too. And so things are getting to be outdated and worn down, and they're not even bothering to replace them. So I didn't like that at all. And I don't like going anywhere where I feel stressed, but we do enjoy it. We do like going to do our Christmas shopping and stuff like that. But I'll be really interested to see the movie. And then if you guys are interested in Bob Dylan, you'll be able to see where I had my honeymoon and where I go every year for my anniversary. All right. So we have, what do you do when you hit the ship with the champagne? Yep. I need some champagne for real. So we've cracked open Adele, this very rich, what I know of her. Well, we got a movie this time. We should have a movie night where we watch Woman in Gold. So, and it's Helen Mirren, so that's a no-brainer. What I know of Adele was that she was very wealthy, and she would have these very elaborate parties at her home for artists. I keep thinking of that quote in my head by Joan Crawford when she said not to trust artists or anybody that was bohemian. Because I'll have to put the quote up. I want to get it right. It was so funny. Like in other words, you can't trust artists. Like they're unsavory. She was out of her mind, Joan Crawford. And so that's what I know of Adele. I do know I did learn from the Kiss that she also was a lover of Gustav's, and that she died young. I think she was in her 40s. I think maybe she had meningitis. I read so much about Gustav Klimt and his women. I can't keep them all straight in my head, but I know that she did die young, and I know that he altered her face for very slightly for other portraits that he had of her. Of course, Woman in Gold. I think absolutely. Like when you read about her, yeah, it's very much his painting of her, I think, accurately describes her lifestyle. Very opulent, very elegant, very rich, and being that, you know, he had this relationship with her, that, you know, she was also his lover. She was Judith, holding the head of Holofernes. I have to break that down in syllables because it's just like Holofernes. And what else was she in? I don't know if she was in the medicine portrait, which would coincide with this portrait. I don't know if that's her face, but Salome, she was also the face there. So he used her face a lot in his paintings, and the custom painting that I'm having done is also a Klimt, and I don't think it's one that any of you have seen, because I haven't seen it and I could not find it. I really had to dig. They said that it is in the Belvedere Museum in Austria, and I didn't do the tour where I don't really even remember where it popped up at, and I was like, you know, there's another painting, it's called Golden Tears, and Klimt always gets credit for it, and it's not a Klimt. And I'm like, is this really a Klimt painting? And yeah, it was. It is his. I'm like, was it, you know, there were paintings that were destroyed in the fire from World War II, from, you know, the air raids. And no, wasn't destroyed in the fire. But I'm going to have to tour the Belvedere Museum again and try and find it. But I think with tomorrow being Friday and Self-Care Sunday coming up, I will see you guys on Sunday. And then Monday, we will kick off this masterclass. I'm loving this painting. I'm loving it. You know, I can't wait to get to all the goodies, and that's why I'm going to save this confetti part, because if I go anywhere near these special jewels, which are, let me show you them again, because I did put them out on the canvas when I opened up the canvas. This beautiful blue is one of the, and then we have these black, pretty, really sweet. These are really pretty. They're like that yellow gold, very pretty. Love those. And then we only have 4. We have these, and we have the same yellow, same yellow. ABs is the last one. And that's why, I mean, I thought that there were so many more special drills here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 AB. Yeah, 4 special drills, 1 AB, 48 colors, including these 5 special ones. And that's why I thought about even doing more enhancement on this, because it wasn't that much. But this is not a big painting, and you probably could, I mean, not that I would use anything from the Kiss, because these were the leftover ones from the Kiss, and I don't think that there's anything red in here that I would switch out for these red glass round. No, I don't think so. So that's it. This is it. We're on our way. Okay, if you got it, whip it out. Whip it out and come paint with me. So I will see you on Sunday for Self-Care Sunday, and I will see you on Monday for Adele's Masterclass. Create the world that you want to live in. Thank you for being here. Have a good weekend. Funky Friday. Bye.